to not get into like real life anti-Semitism.
Yeah, well, fortunately for
Yeah.
our cause, the IDF does a great job in, destroying their own image by themselves. Like the images and the videos that they put out is, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I I watch it sometimes and it's like, there is no way you
Mm.
thought this was a good idea. There's just no way you thought. I can't believe. I mean,
Yeah.
they will show a bunch of soldiers from the IDF standing in the foreground, and you'll see like a housing complex in the background, like 13 buildings, and then them pushing the plunger, laughing their asses off as it all goes tumbling down. It's like,
Almost crumbles stuff.
how can you think this
Yeah.
possibly makes you look good?
It's so crazy. They will post fucking videos of them holding women's undergarments from homes they've like destroyed, homes
Yes.
they've raided. Like it's ridiculous. It's the most stupidest, like the most like objectively comically evil army I think I've ever seen. Like a comic book level of
Yeah.
badness. Like,
And
real
so,
evil.
well, now I've seen a lot of evil in the U.S. Army. I've seen some like horrendous shit. But you know what? Whenever we had that, there was a unit in, man, I can't remember if it was Afghanistan or Iraq, but they got in trouble because the soldiers were taking trophies of war, and not trophies of war like when people raided Saddam's palace and stole the gold. Like I wasn't even mad at those guys, honestly. I was like,
Good for
why are
them,
these
honestly.
guys in
I'm not
trouble?
even mad.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he's dead. I'm sure he doesn't need it anymore. But guys were stealing, like ancient artifacts. Okay, not cool. But what these guys were doing, they were cutting off the ears of
That's
people
fucked
they
up.
killed and like making necklaces out of them and shit. Like it was
Jesus
just
Christ.
horrible shit.
Yeah.
So and then Abu Ghraib, when like they torture those people, put it on video and everything. When that happened to the U.S. government, they didn't like release that as a brag.
Yeah.
Like no one put
You're
that
right.
on to say, look how cool this shit
Yeah.
is. That did not happen. And the Israeli
Yeah.
the Israeli army is doing it. Like it seems like every day. Like that's it's really
Daily.
strange. Like who was
Yeah.
approving this? I just like, what do they think
I
this is
don't
gonna
get it.
do?
Yeah. What is the hierarchy of command where like all of these videos are just getting put out? Like which
Yes.
sergeant is like just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
that's a good idea.
that's honestly what I was thinking because you can't just do that. At least in the United States Army, you
Yeah.
can't. Like, you're in
Right.
uniform. You want to release some shit, especially if it's combat related. It's got to go through like 30 channels before someone okays it
Mhm.
for very good reason. But it seems like 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 brand new recruits are just uploading shit to TikTok or whatever of them, mowing down a city. You know what's even worse
Every
than that? So
video.
go ahead.
Yeah. No, you go ahead. I was saying every
No,
video is like that.
what's even worse than that is like this one isn't as bad as on a destructive level. On it's like you're not stealing people's property or destroying buildings or shooting people. Is when you see like the thirst traps that they'll post or some shit. Like
Yeah.
they'll post it like they're on the beach in bikinis and shit. Like, oh, can't wait till this is ours. And it's like this is like the
It's
best
wild.
example of the banality of evil I've ever seen.
You like real life watching it unfold is crazy. And like the soldiers will, and this is why like I really question the fucking hierarchy of command because every video I see, it's just a bunch of like, and they'll all look like between the ages of like 20 and fucking 30. And
Yes.
they'll just walk around. They'll just be walking around. Like they'll just be hanging out. Every fucking video, they're just a bunch of fucking guys with guns, just fucking kicking it. And that's
I
how I know that it's intentional propaganda, but it's like weirdly made.
Yeah, I saw this one and it showed like, so you remember when they were planting mines on this building to blow it up. They put like 21 in the building and it exploded with like 21 of the soldiers in it. And it released the names of the soldiers and their ranks. That was a weird read because I saw like 21-year-old commanders and like 22-year-old. It's
Yeah.
like what kind of army is this? And so like I don't know what the hell is going on in this place, but it's like it is chaos out there
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, it's really weird because I don't even see the ground invasion force really like doing that much. I like they don't like any army if they're trying to make propaganda, like they would at least post videos of them like getting into some action. You know what I mean? Like, for the glory of country or some shit like that. Like, and that's what like you'll see like the Palestinian resistance fighters. That's like the videos. Anytime you see the videos of Palestinian resistance fighters, like it'll be them like fucking fighting tanks and shit. Like, and then when you see something from the IDF, it's like them shooting a rocket launcher at an already abandoned building. Like, first of all, what even is the point of that? Like, is that not a waste of ammunition? I'm not from the military, but like, is that a thing that just happens where you guys they just go into like fucking abandoned areas and just blow shit up for fun? Like, is that a thing that even happens in the army?
Well, it is when that building is occupying valuable real estate that you want to develop later on. Something else.
Right.
That's when you
Right.
do it. But you were so
Okay.
right about the propaganda videos, because the propaganda videos you see coming from the IDF are, them holding up women's underwear, or them blowing up empty buildings, or driving bulldozers through cemeteries and shit. Like something that's
Oh
just
my god.
designed to make you look like a bad person. However, the propaganda video coming from like the resistance fighters is like one guy with a revolver taking on like nine troops. Like, okay, one looks a lot cooler if you ask me.